Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Is investing in XRP a mistake? Is the opportunity cost of holding XRP simply too high? Well, I want to share with you some thoughts on this because it won't surprise you to hear that I sure as hell don't think so. But this is a critique that is thrown at XRP holders somewhat frequently, and I do understand why. It's a fair enough question, to be honest with you. But to me, the answer is firmly no. Of course, it makes sense to hold XRP, in my humble opinion. So there was I had a back and forth with somebody on Twitter on this very topic, and I found it fascinating enough that I thought I'd just share with you some of my thoughts on this, especially since I can't even remember the last time I talked about the opportunity cost of holding XRP as a topic. So I do want to be clear at the outset, I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos as a fun hobby about Ripple and XRP and cryptocurrencies, but that is indeed all that's going on here. And so this all began with me retweeting something from chart analyst Leb Crypto a couple days ago, in which he was warning about XRP potential downside price action, and he was saying the same thing about Bitcoin too. He ended up being correct. The zone that he was saying, hey, look out, we're in the short term, we're probably going to be seeing this. It actually happened, and we've rebounded a bit since then. But the price action isn't the point of this video, though. But I saw that tweet a couple days ago, and I retweeted it, and I wrote, I will hodl XRP. And so with the point being, even if what he said ended up happening, and it actually did, I was like, I'm not going to respond by, like, that's not going to affect my buying or selling or holding. This new information is not going to change my plan effectively is what I'm getting at. So I wrote, I will hodl XRP. And then somebody named Magic Internet Money responded to my tweet there and asked a question. He wrote, have you never considered the opportunity cost of this? To which I responded with one word, yes. And of course I have. I have considered that. I knew after last market cycle that XRP was among the very last of all cryptocurrencies to take off. XRP hit its all-time high. I guess it would have been a couple weeks or so after Bitcoin hit its then all-time high of $20,000 in December of 2017. And I just thought, well, maybe that will be the case again. And this market cycle is not over, so we still don't know for sure if that will be the case. There is no way to know with 100% certainty. But I thought, even if so, okay, that's fine. And here's where opportunity cost comes in, because if it ends up being the case that XRP does pop this market cycle towards the end of the market, well then think about all of the opportunity I missed. I could have been investing that money in other cryptocurrencies, had those wait until those pop off because they pop off sooner, and then take those profits and then throw it in XRP. And so I've seen this critique bandied about, and hey, fair enough. I think the conversation is fair game, actually, and so I don't mind being asked that question one bit. Perfectly fine. And so after I simply wrote, yes, I've considered it, Magic Internet Money responded to me with the following. I actually used to be an XRP hodler, is why I ask. Your channel got me into the space, devout follower to news. It turned me into a trader, and a very good one. So for that, I thank you, but opportunity cost is not on your side in this one. XRP has been a gateway drug for many. And so I responded with the following. I hold a couple dozen different cryptocurrencies, and I don't worry about when any of them will pop off. I can't control that, so I'll just hold until they go. It's easy to look back with the power of hindsight and point out all the ways more money could have been made in other investments. But when you buy a coin, there's no way to know that. Also noteworthy, out of the 8,000 plus cryptos in existence, very few have gone parabolic so far. I've always viewed the whole shoulda, woulda, coulda game as something for children, given that humans can't actually see into the future. And so then in response to the tweet where I wrote, it's easy to look back with the power of hindsight and point out all the ways that more money could have been made in other investments. In response to that tweet, he wrote the following, he disagrees. And he wrote, I disagree with that, the win. I have called every XRP pump and dump to the T. 0.241, 0.86 was target. Then buy in at 21 cents and held for 76 cents on bump and run. Then the macro Adam and Eve for a shot to $2 up to $2.50 at that time. It can be done. Same with other coins, man. And so I disagree with that. Even if you have some excellent calls, there's a reason that even the most respected chart analysts and certainly in the XRP community, like you think about the blockchain backer, for example, like he's right in a general sense more frequently than not. And he will say he's not interested in trading. Like, traders lose money. And so even if you're an awesome trader, like, and you get, let's say you get 9 big calls right in a row. Well, if you mess up that 10th one, you're going to have a bad time. Because like if it were actually the case that it were literally possible to make every single call with 100% precision, then inside of like 10 trades, you'd just be a multi-billionaire. Right? But that's not the way this works. When you're talking about chart analysis, it's about probability of outcomes, and you're not going to be right 100% of the time. And so, I just disagree with him. And this is a perfectly respectful conversation. It's not like, I don't feel like he was attacking me or anything. He asked a totally valid question. He doesn't find my position compelling, and I don't find his position compelling. And so in response to that, I wrote the following. I'm a hodler, not a trader. Over 90% of traders lose money. I have zero interest in trying. If you're able to do that, then good on you, but most people are better served by not trying to time markets like that. Also, there are tremendous tax implications for United States citizens that many seem to never consider. You need to hold at least 1 year for the long-term capital gains rate. Imagine your XRP holdings run to $1 million plus, then losing close to 50% in tax because you traded instead of holding. And so think about that. Can you imagine having like millions of dollars worth of XRP and and you're a United States citizen, and so instead of getting taxed at the long-term capital gains rate of 20%, when you factor everything else, because you're taxed at, you'll be in the top tax bracket at that point for that calendar year. Imagine instead of getting taxed 20%, getting taxed 40 to 50%, whatever it comes out to. Like, to me, it's not worth it to try and trade. And then when you're trading, not only are there the tax implications, which nobody seems to sufficiently consider, but what about the risk exposure? So you're in a worse tax position in all likelihood, and you're increasing your risk exposure. And so I know that I can't control the direction that markets go in terms of price, but the one thing I can control is whether or not I buy or sell. I can do that. And so I just hold. Because even if I'd be one of these 5% of traders, if I were a trader, and let's say I was good enough that I wouldn't lose money, even if I'm in that 5%, well, first of all, it doesn't mean that I'm making a ton of money. And think about and I'm still not in a position where my risk is zero. I'm increasing my risk even if I'm actually good at this, which I don't know if I would be. I'm not ever going to try. I don't care enough. I think that most people are better served. I think the data proves it. Whether in the stock market or in the world of crypto, you're better off to simply hold. And so for me, once this is all said and done, and mind you, again, I've got a couple dozen or so different cryptocurrencies I hold. Some will pop off sooner than, like I've already had some that have popped off, frankly. All right, so to me, it's just about having a mixed bag. But to have this idea that because you have the power of hindsight now about what's happened with XRP even to this point, and then to think, oh my gosh, what about this terrible opportunity cost? Look at these other coins that could have gone. To me, you're beating yourself up, and it just doesn't make any sense if you feel like that. So I just respectfully disagree with this particular individual, but I do think it's an interesting and fun conversation here. And so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm just going to hold. That's what I think that will result in me making the most money in the end. And when this is all said and done, and my financial position is substantially better than what it was before, am I really going to go back and do what I think is like the childish thing, the shoulda, woulda, coulda thing? Like, I really do think it is that. Because I see people just sometimes crying on social media, oh my God, I could have done that instead of having money in XRP, put it in so and so. And I'm just like, yeah, but you don't know. You don't know. And then people, even when they think they're doing the right thing, what they actually do is they'll FOMO into something that's already pumped up substantially because that's where the action is. And then what they get out of it eventually pumps later, and then they have no exposure to it. Like, these mistakes happen all the damn time. And since I can't control any of that, I'm just going to hold. And then if it ends up being worth a point where I'm enticed to sell in the future, then great. That's the goal for me in the end. That's exactly what I'm going for here. But no, this whole idea of like, is it just too risky to hold XRP? I think it's too risky not to. Like that's why I would not be able to sleep at night if I didn't hold my XRP, if I didn't have it. I want that risk exposure. So no, I just look at it a little bit differently, and if anybody disagrees, we can just get out. I'm kidding. I like diversity of thought. It's all fine. But no, that's the way that I'm looking at it. So, you can let me know if you agree in a general sense. Am I right? Am I wrong? You let me know in the comment section below. I always do appreciate a diversity of thought on stuff like this. But I will go ahead and wrap up there. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.